Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the AC Milan career mode on FIFA 22. As you can see, I'm currently looking at the board objectives, and we'll do the Sana veteran player and the cup objectives this season. They're actually critical, and they can save my job if I achieve those, because coming to the end of the season, let's say I don't achieve the Champions League semi-final, which I don't think I will, considering the team is where it is at the moment, and I don't win the league or the cup. That could be the saving grace of my season, in fact I completed that objective. Moving on here, as you can see, we have a look. As you can see, I do a quick overlook here, because I actually lost episode 1. And in episode 1 I sort of did loads of games. It was quite an action-packed episode. As you can see, we had a mixed result here. We didn't lose a game, but we drew 2 games. And here you can see we had a pretty good October, beating Liverpool in the Champions League 2-1, which was a very good result considering who Liverpool are and the players they have and who we have. And in November, we actually had a poorer month, losing to Liverpool, Cagliari and Atalanta, and drawing to Salernitana and only beating Porto in the Champions League. So that was sort of a month where we slipped up due to like poor form and just players being tired from back-to-back games in the previous month, and sort of just, like I said, poor performances again, and just a level of other teams catching up to us. And obviously this is where I got to at the end of the last episode. So in this episode we'll have December. As you can see here, we have Sampdoria, Atletico Madrid, Hellas Verona and Fiorentina this month. So we have a pretty wide episode. You can see here some of the game against Sampdoria with the second team, and we pick up let's wait for it to show. I'm doing post commentary here if you can't tell. I was debating playing this, which is why it takes a while for me to submit. But we pick up a 2-1 win with Ante Rebic and Sami Castillejo picking up the goals. We then come in here to the Champions League game against Atletico Madrid. As you can hear there, we needed a point to get guaranteed, guaranteed getting through to the next stage. You can see they won the Metropolitano, which is a very nice stadium. Obviously it's a fairly new stadium, only came out a few years ago. You can see the Madrid team here with Jose Maria Jimenez, Llorente, Angel Correa, Anton Griezmann, Yannick Carrasco and Luis Suarez, who will cause us issues in this game. But hopefully Romagnoli, Mike Mignon and so many others can stop them, and our attacking players can achieve enough to beat them. I keep the cinematics in to sort of build atmosphere for the game. Who knows, maybe after this episode I'll stop talking over them, and here we kick off here in the, I believe, the fifth game in this group stage. So we have, this is the final game, I can't remember. And you can see early on here, Carrasco causes problems down the right hand side, getting inside Calabria, but Kessié steps in. Llorente then tries to play in the war in, but Luis Suarez turns, shoots, but Matt Mignon catches it. And throw it out here to Teo Hernandez. He plays it forward for Kessié, who looks for Brahim Diaz here. You will see in future episodes how good this man is. This young, talented player. As you can see, I tried to drive into Savic, but unfortunately didn't get through, and the pass backwards was unfortunately blocked. Correa then brings the ball forward here, and good quick 1-2. And here I started to get a bit worried because they're playing good play, and they play through Llorente here against Kessié, who's covering for Llorente, not Llorente. He's covered in Llorente, and good defensive interception, forcing the ball to go wide, as you'll see in greater detail. It was, I believe, Tomori who blocked it. Calabria here claps on his teammate. From the corner here, as you can see, they're setting up for their set piece, and they whip it in here, looking for the head of Jimenez, Suarez. It's a rather poor corner, and Hernandez can take the ball away, former Real Madrid man. He knows Atletico Madrid well. Plays a ball forward for Kessié. Unfortunately it was Kessié, so couldn't really do much, so I had to go backwards Finds Salamakis here. Turns, go on a run, give it into Leao. Creates some space, cuts in, shoots, but it's blocked. We then get the ball back, but they pass it back and Oblak clears. Theo Hernandez then beats Llorente in the air. Salamakis then tries to create space for a shot on the edge of the box. He does, and it's an easy save for Jan Oblak in the end. Bringing here, put on pressure as they try to counter-attack. Obviously they have space in between midfield and defence to play a run like they are now. And trying to cover every avenue, and Tomori steps in here. Stops it for a second, but the ball somehow keeps going through. Kessie then comes over, stopping Koke and Llorente, and he does here. Kessie is having a pretty good game so far, plays it forward for Leao. Finds Diaz. He carries the ball forward here, waiting for a run from either Rebic or Leao. But in the end, he cuts inside here off Felipe, fires a strike, and Jan Oblak saves. And see minutes later, Atletico come on the attack, with Llorente down the right hand side. And unfortunately, Theo Hernandez couldn't keep it in. He on the right cut away the corner, just because there wasn't much that happened from it. Herrera then gets the ball into Koke, finds Griezmann into Suarez, he turns and shoots. He puts us down 1-0 in this fixture. Obviously that isn't what I wanted to happen, and rather is score first, so then we have the advantage going for the rest of the game, so we're not constantly coming back. Obviously it was a rather nice goal, a couple of passes into the box, creating space. Suarez turns in, shoots left foot, no post finish. And Matt Mayan probably should have done better, but I'm not going to blame him for that. As you can see here, we're coming straight on the attack with Leao, literally straight from kick-off, and just charge up their defence, cut inside, and fire a strike, which was rather poor. We then scrap for the ball there, and Griezmann comes in the attack, finds Suarez again. Plays it back into Griezmann, who looks for Llorente. He cuts inside of Theo Hernandez, but the ball is too far forward, or so I thought. And the strike was saved by Magnon, and Tonali can get it back, and Magnon can pass it out here to Theo Hernandez. He finds Leao, he sees the run of Rebic. Sees a run of Salamakis, but can't find him unfortunately due to defending. Actually, we'll stop the attack. We then come on the attack a few minutes later with Brahim Diaz looking for the run, and luckily he gets space, but Jan Oblak makes the save. Llorente here then puts us under pressure, coming down this right hand side again up against Theo Hernandez. That's a battle that is very interesting to see who wins, and Luis Suarez shoots and just about misses the goal. Very action-packed game, because we come back on the attack here with Leao, who runs and drives, shoots, but unfortunately it was blocked by Rebic, which then makes it offside. Suarez then picks up the ball, finds Carrasco, who's up against Calabria, and Calabria does well there to force him wide, and then Carrasco beats Calabria this time, picks the ball back post, Kessie gets it, trying to clear it here, scramble, and then they force to Leao here, who just hoofs it away. Or he's not to, but yeah, that's half time. 1-0 down, not ideal so far. Let's see what I can do in the second half, to see if I can bring it back and get a good result from this game. Early on here in the second half, they come forward with Koke. He finds Correa into Luis Suarez. Looks for Griezmann and trying to get away in again on the edge of the box. Thinks over to Griezmann, he finds space. I put in a challenge, and luckily there, in the last second, he managed to stop me, as that could have been bad going 2-0 down. Then Calabria plays a good ball forward, looking for Salamakis. He plays the ball into Rebic, he shoots, but Oblak gets his body in the way of it. As you can see early on, Oblak is a very, very good goalkeeper, one of the best in the world despite his performances this season in real life. And we get under pressure here, but we manage to stop them. He goes out for a throw-in. From their throw-in, they build up play again here. Look for Angel Correa. Up against Tomori. Tomori gets a better run there, but they keep the ball. Find Carrasco, who shoots, but Matt Magnon makes a brilliant save. Griezmann's task was swinging at the corner here, looking for the header Felipe. And we get it away here with Brahim, who runs with the ball, cuts back, goes back again, finds Leao. He finds Kessié. Kessié then looks for Rebic, finds him. Rebic then unfortunately messes it up. But Leao comes on the attack minutes later after he intercepted. Nice little body feint inside. Cuts in, fires a shot here, I believe. Yep, and it's unfortunately rebounded into the hand of Oblak. Later on in the game here, they come forward. Griezmann gets the better of my defender. I step forward again, make 2 mistakes back to back. But luckily I covered that with Romagnoli, because that could have been really bad. That could have been 2-0. We build up play in midfield here with Solomakers, Tonali and Brahim. Brahim comes forward, finds Solomakers, who's allowed space, who shoots. Unfortunately the rebound shot from Rebic, I believe it was saved. Then have a corner here, as you can see they take up Ferreira. And bring on Rodrigo de Paul. I'll whip it in here with Brahim, looking for the head of Tomori. Oblak comes out and collects it. Late on here, Carrasco drives down his left hand side. Up against Romagnoli covering for Calabria. Tries doing some skillings, but Romagnoli says no. And just uses his strength to cut inside. Unfortunately, I'll lose the ball here. Suarez comes in, shoots 2-0. And then decided to sim, and actually it's a 2-0 loss, as I knew I wasn't going to be able to pull it back. Then look at the Champions League here, and as you can see we finished third, so we will be in the group, the preliminary round of the Europa League. And then here had a look at turning Rebic into a striker. Actually originally I was training Leao to be the striker, and Rebic to be left wing, but I decided against it. I liked Leao more on the wing than Rebic, and Rebic is better up front. Excuse me, I just need to cough down, clear my throat. As you can see I put a drill there to improve the work rate going forward of Leao. As you can see I do, I believe, first weak foot and Rebic. I believe that's what I go for. Make him one more lethal striker, yes it is. Or maybe it's faster skill is. Yes it is, interesting. As you can see here, I decided to change tactics, put my fullbacks and stay back while attacking, to make sure they don't go running forward without me wanting them to. Then here I change Solomakers to cut inside, I believe, and get in behind. I'll come short, one of the two. Yeah, come short. So basically he'll be operating as a cam, kind of as you're seeing gameplay coming forward. He'll be drifting into that midfield role instead of being out wide, and just allowing an extra man in midfield. So Leao and Rebic have more space to roam forward, so does Brahim. I then come here to a sim game up against Hellas Verona. As I quick sim here with the first team. And we pick up a 2-2 draw, so not the best result, but Rebic on the outscore. As you can see I then look through the squad hub and look at players that we have loaned in and out on loan, and some players that I might offload in the January transfer window. Contemplating picking up Bakayoko on a permanent deal, as he's a decent backup centre back. He will do the job. It would require a decent challenge to actually make him better than he already is, and obviously we have Caldara on loan who could come back as well. As you can see here, we come to a game up against Fiorentina, which I play at home here in the San Siro on a rainy day in Milan. And early on here, build up play, run the back, just keeping possession, testing out the new tactics. Just seeing what the what's the natural formation of the team would be. As you can see here, try creating space with a couple of skill moves with Rebic. Here he's allowed space for his shoots, but Rialski makes a good save. He then hoops it away. I'm going to pick it back up here with Solomakers, as you can see in that camera. Deep line playmaker gets into Rebic, who runs, shoots, but Dragowski saves again. And we get a corner here. We have Brahim whipping it in. Unfortunately it's a poor corner, but Solomakers picks up an edge of the box. Great space. Finds Tonali, who looking for a shot, finds Romagnoli. Back into Solomakers. Trying to just weave in and out of the defenders, create space for a shot. Salamakis is brilliant there, but unfortunately just run into a cul-de-sac. Fiorentina then coming in the attack here. Bonaventura trying to cut inside of Romagnoli. He succeeds, finds Duncan, who misses the shot. We then whip it out here to Salamakis, who gets the better of Beragi. 2 step overs. Finds Rebic, who finds Kessier. Kessier's strike saved. We put pressure on their defence here to force them to make a mistake, which they unfortunately do not, and they build up play themselves. And Calabria here with some good defending. Holds off to Isaka and finds Tomori, who then can bring the ball forward with Brahim, Kessier. Looks for Leao on the overlap, who Leao cuts back inside, fires a strike, and Dragowski makes the save again. Similar pattern to the last game where I was having all the chances early on, but we couldn't score. And as you can see here, Sotil comes forward for Fiorentina. Calabria does some good defending. Unfortunately concedes a corner. Bonaventura is tasked with whipping it in, looking for the head of Vlahovic, who managed to clear it. Forces Castrovilli on the edge of the box. Back into Duncan, back into Vlahovic. Bonaventura again. There's a couple of drag backs on the edge of the box. And then step in there with Tonali and get the ball away. We come forward here with Brahim. Finds Salamakis on the overlap. Plays it forward, I believe here. No, goes it alone. Then attempt to cut it back there for Brahim, but unfortunately the defender stopped me just before I could. Calabria shows good defensive ability there to stop the winger. Then play the ball over the top for Leao. Good control. Puts it back. Cuts inside. Ronaldo shot. Back in the inside. Keeps going. Shoots. Dragowski save again. And Salamakis unfortunately offside. And build up play here coming towards half time with Brahim in the edge of the box. He runs and shoots, and Dragowski makes another great save. From the corner, we take it short this time with Leao. He cuts in, dinks the ball in, unfortunately not the best cross. Tomori picks up the ball here, finds Salamakis. Finds Romagnoli. Back into Tonali, back into Kessier. Trying to just look for a pass or a shooting opportunity. Unfortunately Rebic can get a head onto that. Brahim finds Kessier here, who shoots from range, and Dragowski makes another good save. And then clears his lines, and we pick up the ball here, as you can see. Unfortunately it was then intercepted. And they come in the attack here with Vlahovic. Plays a good ball over to Callahan. Finds Bonaventura back into Vlahovic. But unfortunately for them, I meant to say, they get the ball and Vlahovic absolutely spins me there and fires a strike straight into the top corner. I should say at the time of recording this, obviously I've pre-recorded quite a lot of episodes. If you've seen my other videos on my streams, you'll know. This was around the time when Vlahovic was linked with Man City, so he hadn't moved to Juventus yet. If you wonder why he's still at Fiorentina, because it was a very start of the pyramid. We then come forward with Brahim, unfortunately stopped. Kessier then dinks the ball in, looking for Brahim. Tonali then wins the ball there, and that's half time, I believe. Yep, we go into half time 1-0 down, similar to the Echo game. Straight from kick off here, they put us under pressure, but Theo Hernandez as well to stop that overlapping ball. And then finally Leao here, and we can drive into midfield, cuts back, absolutely does Odriozola. Ozima then fires a strike, and an absolute wonder goal scored by him. And when I scored this, I was just in awe that that strike was actually on target due to the pressure that he was being put under by Odriozola. As you can see here, the strike is being pulled on his shoulder, being pushed and shoved. Gets into the box. On his my brain isn't working right now, so it's really late. Fires a strike. Dragowski maybe could have done better, but Leao puts his back level. Fiorentina then try get back minutes later. Stepping forward. Unfortunately, the gap is open up there because Romagnoli fell over. And Vlahovic, I believe, scores again. I then skip the celebration to just get straight into the what's it called? Yeah, Vlahovic should score. You can see here, Duncan tries to find Calabria intercepts. Brahim finds Leao here, comes inside, shoots, and begs Leao. Mags' second goal. I was in the mixture a bit saying Mags and Berries. Or Borries, but you know, whatever the pronunciation is, just from where you're from. Yeah, as you can see, great through ball and then a simple finish. Just powers it past Dragowski, nothing you can do about that. He scored on either side of his foot in this game. One was right, one was left. He then intercept the ball there, and Leao again, and Brahim, them two linking up again. Leao then plays the ball out, no, looking for Leao, with the ball over the top from Brahim. Unfortunately, it's cleared. Yeah, then coming the attack here in the box, trying to create some space for a shot or find a pass. Forcing Bonaventura, Callahan, but Mike Mannion makes a great save there, stopping Vlahovic from getting his hat-trick. Obviously we conceded at the corner, that's still dangerous from that, but Tonali makes up a communication there between him and the goalkeeper. And then Callahan here trying to spin, Theo Hernandez and does. As letting him come on the inside socket, then just press him. Mike Mignon comes out and collects this here. He then plays it forward, looking for Tomori. He plays the ball forward, and that was looking for Salamakers, but he didn't go towards him. And we come under pressure again here. Kessié does well to step in. Leao picks up the ball in midfield here. Starts a forward run with Brahim here. Brahim keeps the ball. Great space for himself, finds Salamakers, he shoots and hits the crossbar. If that went in, that would have been another brilliant strike. And then coming the attack here, and Calabria does well to stop Ikone. And we look for Salamakers on a run here. He cuts back here, finds Brahim. Looking for Ante Levic. Keeps running, turns back, finds Kessié who shoots, and Dragowski saves again. From the corner here, Brahim whips it in, I believe. Yeah, I look for a shot on the edge of the box here. Unfortunately it doesn't work how I wanted it to, where it forces Salamakers who shoots, and it just goes wide. For some reason Dragowski made the save, but as you'll see here, he doesn't actually connect with the wall. And then come on the attack here in the 73rd minute with Vlahovic and Callahan. Into Bonaventura, back to Vlahovic. He cuts inside, but Tomori gets the last second touch. And look for a free ball over the top for Rebic, but unfortunately the defender was able to stop that. And they can then counter-attack us, building up play here with Jonathan Ikone. And Calabria stops him again, so far his influence on this game hasn't been good. Calabria then drives down the swing, looking for Brahim here in midfield. He tries to drive into that open space, but the defender just says no and just hoots it upfield. Vlahovic then comes forward here, but Tomori stops him. And then counter-attack them. Brahim here, he finds Leao, who drives again, but unfortunately the ball goes back to Dragowski, then they play it out. Not that long later, they come on the attack here with Callahan up against Theo Hernandez. Obviously the former Real Madrid man, cuts inside and fires a strike, which I was surprised it went in, considering it was the near post. It clearly Mike Manuel's weakness, it's the near post. We then pick up the ball there after kick off. We lose it, but we picked it back up. Salamakers then finds Rebic, who finds Brahim, who drives into the space and tries to chip Dragowski. But unfortunately, not enough height on the finish. Late on here, Ikone comes forward. Now try to win the ball back here to, go on a counter attack. As you can probably tell by the time on where the ball is, I don't do that. Unfortunately, they come forward and get a ward at the corner. No goal kick, I hoof it forward here, hoping to be able to flick it on with Rebic and find someone, but he's pushed by Milinkovic and that's the end of the game. We pick up a 3-2 loss. It's obviously not the greatest result.
Your assessment of the performance. Yes, Derek, there was very little in it for much of the game. I'm sure they feel they deserved a point at least.
and it's obviously.
Yeah, I should say I do agree with that. I feel like we did deserve a point. As you can see, I get a couple of loans that are expired due to apparently they're not playing enough games, which I felt like they did. And we get a couple of youth academy reports here. You can see we have quite a lot of players in our academy right now. Mixture between Brazilians, Italians. You can see I released a couple of players who I don't think are going to make it. Or just one player I don't think is going to make it. You have a look at Argentinian scout report here. Found one talent there. We found Adrian Sanchez, who I believe was a CDM. We might see it in a minute. And look at Italy, we found one there. But if you find two talents in this scout report. No, just one. Okay. Claudio Ferri. And we have a look at the youth academy here. See what positions they play. You see Sanchez is a CDM. I was correct. Your Argentinian, a similar play, but maybe a similar play to Javier Mascherano. I don't think I'll be playing him at centre back though, but obviously Mascherano was a pretty good centre back as well as CDM. Ferry here obviously looks like a pretty talented player. Centre forward. Maybe the next like Di Natale. So you put him on a Bombardier play style. And the veteran player I want to sign is one of these, and in the end I decided to go with Pepe. I'll just tell you that now, but we have a look through my scout report here, and a couple of players I could sign. Piccoli. If I wanted to sign like a striker, Julian Alvarez, Jose Martinez as a backup striker could be pretty good. Pretty cheap, and would be a very good player. He's just a very consistent overall player. Obviously switching from the from Atalanta to AC Milan. We have Pablo Gavi and Ricky here. Two young talents to go by. Same with Bullet and Batarin. Nah. Marcus Antonio, Tete. This is a player who I do want to bring in. So I believe he could be that Ronaldinho / Kaká type player AC Milan had back in the day. A very good, underrated talent in my opinion. Who's very consistent. When you see him play against big teams, I remember the game against Real Madrid he played pretty well in. A couple of left backs I could sign, Levin Kazawa and Mitchell Bakker. It would just be pretty good backups if I needed one. Obviously I have Balotore and Teo Hernandez. You have Pierre Shears if I wanted a young centre back. You have Mbamba there, and the young centre back from Club Brugge. Zatalo. Markovic, who looks like a pretty good talent as well. Yeah, just have a quick look through all my talents and stuff. And you have Brandon Soppy there, you have Bastoni, Inter Milan player. Novakovic is a goalkeeper I could sign. If I wanted a decent backup, a young backup here, option is Jikalis, if I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. You have Neto, Pepe Reina, Martin van der Voort, and Luis Maximiano. All players I could sign. This guy is someone I do want to bring in. He looks pretty talented. I would look at the squad hub here. I speak too quick, and as you can see, I bought Pepe. A very cheap deal. I didn't show it in negotiations because it just wasn't something that was worthwhile showing. He'll be a decent backup for like a season or two. I did also bring back Pietro Pellegrini because he got his loan recalled by Monaco, but I decided to bring him back. I want to see if I can boost his potential this season by giving him a lot of game time in the second team. As you can see, I take Giroud out and put Pellegrini in. I believe I do anyway. Yes I do, and I believe I put Pepe in here for Gabbia. Gabbia on the bench, take Tomori out for Pepe. Yeah, we're coming to the end of the episode here. I speak too quick sometimes. And as you can see, we'll look at the table. We're sitting in 6th place so far. 17 games in, 9 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. Not bad, but obviously as you can see, we start off the episode with a game against Juventus, which will be a very big game considering they are 3 points ahead of us, and we can creep back into the top 3 with a victory there. Not sure if we'll be able to do it, but you never know. I do want to finish in the top 3 at the end of the season. I don't want to win the league because I don't think the team is there yet. But maybe a 3rd place finish I'll be happy with. Champions League football next season. Yeah, we're coming to the end of the episode here, so remember to drop a like, leave a comment, turn on notifications, and subscribe. Don't forget to check the description below for social media links to my Twitch, TikTok, etc. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode in which we face Juventus and maybe a new signing. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.